welcome to Facebook Live Fascia Fix Flow this morning. All right, so a couple new things that I'm super excited about. I have a tripod. So before I was using a T-box and a little stand, and I'm moving up in the world. So I have this beautiful tripod, and I have a little mic here too, so I'm hoping my sound is a little bit better. And yeah, I'm kind of pulling things together a little bit here. So I am in the beginning stages of setting up an online course. So a lot of my videos practicing so I can be a presence for people, and also the teaching so that I'm used to teaching on a video. And I love doing it. So I've been having such a good time getting comments from people after them taking this class on a Tuesday morning or when they get home later or later in the week. So I'm hoping that it's been benefiting you, that's been feeling good, and that you're getting the results from it that you're hoping for. So touching on fascia again really quick. So fascia is connective tissue within our body, and it runs throughout our entire body. If we were to get rid of our muscles and our bones, the netting and denseness of our fascia throughout our body intertwined with our muscles, our organs, every muscle fiber, we'd still have our shape. So it gives us shape, it gives us structure. But just like anything, if it starts to become dense, or my new word, densified, then it can cause imbalances in your muscles, which can lead to pain, discomfort, achy body, stiffness, and then eventually possibly injury. So we want to avoid that from happening. So what we're going to do today, because there's an element of fitness with fascia stretching, when you fascia stretch, you add connection by compressing, connecting your muscles, like engagement with movement in the opposite direction. So the parts of your body that are creating the movement are being strengthened while you are stretching fascia in the other area. So what I'd like to do today is talk about the core a little bit and how it works to stabilize not only our posture, but also the movement of our body from our limbs, that we have a stronger core base. The core is not just here, it's here, 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 all over. Then we are setting ourselves up to strengthen our body more appropriately as we move through life. So we'll do a little bit of core work and stabilization and some deep core muscle strengthening stuff, and then we'll go, of course, into some fascia stretches. So I'm going to be using a block today, a yoga block. You could use a small pillow, a wrapped up towel, or you could leave it out as well. So I'm going to begin on the floor on a mat, and I have a pillow or a blanket for some of the fascia stretches, so feel free to grab that as well. So yoga mat or a space on the floor that you can lay down, a block, and maybe a pillow or towel or blanket to wrap up for your head. We're going to start on the floor. All right, it's a nice sunny day here in Minnesota. All right, so what we're going to begin with, I used to call the preliminary postural education program. Basically, it's kind of like a Pilates warm-up where you set your posture up and your core muscles up while laying down on the floor. So I'm going to make my way down. I hope you can hear me well. I'm going to settle myself in. I do have this little blanket here, but you don't have to use it. So I will show it to you just to start for now. So settling in so that you feel first the connection of your body to the floor. I have 50-50 body weight in both of my legs. That's connecting the nervous system with my awareness down to my feet. I have an even contact with both feet in the floor, so the pad of my big toe, pinky toe, and heel. When I do that, I find that I have to make micro adjustments to achieve it. And when I do, my body starts working more as a unit rather than pieces. So I'm setting myself up to begin. Take your fingertips to your hip bones, and you're going to go 1 inch inside of that. So you're going to kind of push down gently here. Cough. That muscle that you feel underneath your fingertips is called your transverse abdominis, and I would venture to say it's the most important core muscle, which is maybe not the right thing to say because they're all important. But once you get a handle of contracting that muscle, you can control pain in your body. You have a much stronger base to work from. So let's cough again. Hold that muscle contraction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When I contract, it also just naturally levels off my hips. Try to contract that transverse again. Tighten your tummy, your butt, your inner thighs, and your legs. So first we're going to do a little bit of a march, bringing the right knee up towards your chest. Notice if your hip dropped down. If it did, level it back up. So we're moving our legs with a neutral spine. Find the action in the legs. I'm contracting my hamstrings and my quads, not just to lift them up, but more. And then bring it back down, keep the hips level, reset, push through the right leg, lift the left leg up, level hips. So you're setting yourself up every rep. Keep your tummy tight as you lower it back down. I'm pushing through one leg. As the other one comes up, you're creating your base. Keep your abdominals engaged, transverse engaged. Push through the leg, opposite leg comes up. Notice how much more stability you have in your body. Make your body work more than it needs to do the work. Press through here. With my left side, I have to activate my hamstring and my butt more to stabilize. If I don't, I lose my stabilization. And back down, and let's do one more time. Activating, pushing through the leg that's not moving. Abs are engaged. Grab that yoga block if you have it, and you're going to place it between your knees. All right, so I'm settling back in, pressing evenly through my feet. I have to push a little bit extra on my left pinky toe area, and then my left leg activates. Arms are at your side. So you can squeeze that block just a little bit, lengthen the back of the neck, press your hands into the floor. Get the nervous system to your fingertips. That's also going to ignite the fascia slightly to begin. Keep your abdominals engaged and your ribs connected to the floor as your arms raise up to 90 degrees. Lift your shoulders higher and extend your arms back slowly, keeping them as level as you can. I still see my arms in my peripheral vision, and that's as far as you want to go. You don't need to touch the floor. Arms come back up and lengthen back down to your side. Squeeze the block, 50-50 legs, footprint in the sand. Transverse engages. Inhale, arms up to 90. Shoulders lift. Exhale, extend back. Keep the length in the neck, the ribs down. Hold 3, 2, 1. Arms come back up. Shoulders set. Lengthen down to your side. One more time. Squeeze that block, 50-50 legs. Arms come up. Inhale. Exhale, extend it back. Feel that kind of resistance of the rib cage into the floor, kind of creating a little mini adjustment. Arms come back up. Shoulder blades drop back down. Lengthen down to your side. Open across the chest, palms up, mountain pose on the floor. Inhale and exhale. Grab that block, place it away from you, and bring both knees towards your chest. Hugging the knees in slightly, grab on top of the knees, straighten your arms out, flex your feet. Resist your legs using your hamstrings and your glutes away from you. Feel that resistance away, then use the strength of your arms to pull the knees towards your chest. If you do a low back stretch like this on your own, think of adding resistance and movement to prep to get into the stretch. Lift your upper body up, try it lifted, activate that core slightly, resist your legs away. Knees to your chest. 2 more. Open, straighten your arms, resist your legs away. Hamstrings and glutes engaged. Knees to your chest. 1 more, press it away. Knees to your chest. Good, head comes down. Release your feet one at a time, head side to side. Good. All right, so let's come back with our hands back behind our head. Inhale to stay. Exhale, curl up to the tips of the shoulder blades, keeping the elbows wide in the space slightly below your chin, but your chin's more towards your throat. One leg up to 90-90, other one up to meet it. Reset your upper body, fire your abdominals, inner thighs, hamstrings, and glutes. So even when you're here, oftentimes people will just engage their core, thinking here, but make your hamstrings and your glutes show up as well. Going into alternating marches. So one leg's gonna go down, the heel's gonna tap, bring it back up. First, we're gonna start slow. So we're doing one at a time. This leg is still active and stable, even though it's floating in the air as you lower the other one down. Take note that you're not fully tilting into a full flat back. You have a little space, just a bit of space, below your lower back. Good, butt still tight. Even though I have my legs up, I'm flexing those muscles. Elbows are wide, chin is slightly tucked but away from the chest. Breathing. Good, here's 4. Slow and controlled and purposeful. 3 and 2. This is where you're developing deep core stability, protecting yourself, not overworking. Knees to your chest, head comes down. Release the head side to side. Very good. Let's do another one. Bringing your upper body up, elbows wide, chin towards your chest. Extend your legs up. Ooh, I might need to do a little fascia stretching. It feels a little bit tight today. You can have a slight bend in your knees, that's fine. Your head can be up or it can be down. I'm going to take both hands, I'm going to walk them up one of my legs. I'm going to start lifted, but again, your head can stay down. Other leg is going to send it energy, zip it up to the toes, and stretch it a couple inches away from your body. It does not have to go here. If your back starts to lose it, don't go any lower. So I'm just energizing that leg, energizing this leg. I feel a baby stretch in my hamstring, not much. I'm going to use the strength of my core as I switch and bring the other leg in. Energize the leg that's away from you. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. If your knees are bent, this is what it can look like. And switch. And switch. Keeping just a slight bend. Straighten them again if you're able. Stretch. Looking at your belly button, open up that space of air. Here's 3. Thank you for those of you joining me. 2. And 1. Knees to your chest. Head comes down to release. Relax the head side to side. We're going to do one more ab exercise, core exercise. Grab that block again and place it between your knees. I like to do that because you're forced to engage your inner thigh. So your core, not only, like I mentioned, are your abdominals, but it's also your mid-back, your quadratus lumborum, your pelvic floor, your transverse abdominis, your diaphragm, your hamstrings, your glutes, and inner thighs. Crazy, right? It's basically your whole body. Hands back behind your head. Again, support the neck. Squeeze that block. I'm noticing that my left leg is just kind of hanging out. It's not playing a role. So I have to connect that foot a little bit more to the floor. Feel that hamstring. I make adjustments to set up before I move. Inhale to stay. Exhale, curl up. Small baby pulses here. You're just going to lift a little bit higher and lift. And lift. Squeeze the block. Engage your hamstrings. Tighten your butt. Find that transverse. I know it's a hard thing to kind of start and know what I mean by that, but there'll be more to come on that. 3, 2, and 1. And lower it down. That's it. Let's fascia stretch. Cross one leg, one ankle over the other thigh, just below the knee. Flex the foot that you just crossed over. Check in with your hips. Notice if you drop down on either side. If you did, adjust your body to level your hips off. I'm going to take both hands to the back of my knee that's crossed over. My upper body's lifted again. You can keep your head down. I'm going to resist my ankle into my thigh and my knee away from me into my hands. My other leg is my base, so I'm giving that a little action too. Resist that knee away. Feel it in the glute of the leg that's crossed over. And you're going to keep resisting it away as you bring the knee towards your chest. Open it without resistance. Press it away. And bring that knee towards the opposite shoulder. Open, resist, bring it across. One more time. I'm going to bring my head down, lengthen the neck, press it away, ankles pressing into the thigh. Good. Now we're going to go opposite. So to do the inner thigh, you stay where you just ended with the piriformis. So to stretch the fascia on the inner thigh or your adductors down to the groin, first we start the knee in to shorten that area. Next we bring our hands up and we press the knee in so we add activation. And then movement will go in the opposite direction. All the while I'm resisting this way. In, my hands push my knee out. I'm going to start with my head up just to feel the difference. You can bring your head up and down throughout. Get a little extra range. One more time. My core is working here, so kind of an extra ab exercise. Press that knee out. Hug knees to the chest. Inhale, full breath in. Big exhale out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Your breathing is just as much a part of your core and your workout as the movements are as well. Change it up. Switch the opposite ankle over. Crossing the ankle over the thigh below the knee. Flex the foot that you just crossed here. Change my angle a little bit. Open up this knee. We're going to stretch the fascia in the glutes and the leg that we just crossed. So we shorten it by opening it up. This is how we shorten the muscles so we get to the fascia rather than the muscle. Hands will come up. I'm going to press my knee away and my ankle away. Everything goes away. Once you feel it in the glute of the leg that's crossed over, so here, you're going to get towards that piriformis muscle in the glutes. Use the strength of your arms to pull that knee across. Resist that leg away. Draw your knee across. I have a huge clunking in this hip, and it's very, very tight muscle that's shifting over a joint or a bone surface. One more time. Press it away. Feel that glute. Keep engaging the movement. You're engaging the whole time. Let's move to the adductors. Keep your knee where you finished it. Keep that foot flex. Hands come to the inside of your knee. So we're going to resist our knee in this direction towards your opposite shoulder. Once you feel it in the inner thigh, keep resisting it as your arms open the knee as far as you can reach, really. Bring it back without resistance. Resist the knee in, feel the inner thigh, and open it up. Two more. Cross it in, press it in. Use the strength of your arms to open it up. Whew. One more time. Tummy's tight. The leg that's on the floor is tight. Keep resisting it. All right, let that release. So we just stretched the inner thighs and the piriformis, the glutes, releasing the fascia in those areas. Let's come back to the upper body. First, bring those knees towards your chest. All right, so we are going to do butterfly arms. Bring your right arm or left arm up and place it on top of your knee like this, and then take the other arm and place it on top of the other one. Your arms and legs are starting in. So what we're going to do, we're going to add resistance with our arms like they want to go like this. So like they want to pull the knees in. But your legs are going to win this time. So as I'm resisting my arms in, I'm going to open my knees out. Bring it back in without resistance. Resist your arms in, your knees bring it out. We're releasing the fascia in the whole upper body, shoulders, lats. Press the arms in, knees, open them out. Strengthening your legs at the same time. Give that tummy a little engagement. Arms press in, knees press out. Switch your arms so the opposite arm is on top now. So now the resistance is still the same, but it changes ever so slightly where the fascia stretch with the other arm on top. Resist the arms in. Pause until you really feel those arms engage. Use the strength of your legs to open. Bring the legs in. Resist the arms in. You have the power to control how much resistance you're using. Let's try it with the upper body up. Arms resist in. And knees open. Feel the strength of the legs happening. Last one. Arms resist in. Gazing through the legs towards your feet. Open. Shake it out. Move those arms around. Bring the legs down a little bit. Let the nervous system zip all the way to your legs. Reach the arms up. Move your fingers around. Wrists. Open those arms back. Ooh, I have new flexibility and extension. That feels good. Bending your knees. Roll to your side to come up. Staying with the arms, we just stretch the fascia, basically whole upper body, shoulder area. Let's do a little release for the chest and the subscapular muscles. This is the can opener. This is one that you can do anywhere, which is the benefit of fascia stretching, because you can learn how to do just a few things that help benefit you, your neck, shoulders, before you're in the car, parked, before you drive, at your desk. You just need a break throughout the day. To do the can opener, take a seat, belly in, rib cage in. Oftentimes we lift our ribs too high, creating too much compression in that mid-back. Let the rib cage come in. You still maintain a little bit of a natural curve in your lower back and even body weight distribution in your sits bones. Tighten that transverse. Give your spine support by engaging your abdominals here. Maybe your glutes a little bit as well. Hands come together in prayer pose, and you're going to take your thumb to your nose and then pull your hands away about 4 inches. Chin tuck, bringing your ears back towards your shoulders. Plug your shoulders back in if they reached out in front of you. Shoulder blades gliding down your back, slight chin tuck. The setup is so important because we want to strengthen and release tension in the right places without putting any undue stress on any joints. Press your hands together. Initially, I feel this in the chest, and I'm going to direct the resistance to my shoulders. So your mindfulness can help get you to where you want to be, where it's going to benefit you the most. So for the purpose of this, get that focus to the shoulder blades. Keep pressing the hands in. I'm already getting a little tired doing this. As you press the hands in, elbows pull in to tap. Open those elbows up wide, press the hands in, chest and underneath the shoulder blades. Keep pressing the hands in as you tap. I have cracks in my wrists, I have cracks in my shoulders, chin tuck, tummy tight, ribs in. I eventually do sound like a broken record because I repeat all of those little adjustments and those cues throughout, because every rep you do is an opportunity to do something extra special and great for your body. Bringing the elbows into tap. One more time. Hands press, ribs in, chin tuck. Keep that resistance happening. Coming into tap. Shake it out. All right, let your body move a little bit. Press one hand down into the floor and reach the other arm up. Focus is here, not here. This is traditional stretching. Not a bad thing to do, but you want to ease off how much you push through traditional stretching. It's more about the connection that you have on the other side of the body. So I'm going to level off, bring this hand down, press into the floor, then reach up. Holding 5, maybe glance up at your fingertips. 4, open up that chest. 3, 2, 1, and switch. This hand's going to come down. For me, I have short arms, so I have to bend a little bit to the side, but that's okay because I'm opening up the ribs slightly here. Push this hand down into the floor. Other arm reaches up to the sky. Again, I'm not reaching as far as I can. I'm just taking a moment to pause. I noticed that I shifted my ribs away when I went to this side. I have to adjust and switch my body to it. Notice if you do that, oftentimes people will have one side that's very natural and the other side will go away from what movement should be happening. So for me, like I said, kind of going off on a tangent here, but it's good to talk about this. When this hand is down, rather than my ribs going away from it, I bring myself to it. And then I open up again through there, glancing up at the fingertips, strong in the arm here. Hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And letting the arm come down to rest. Finding that chin tuck, rib cage in. Let's stretch the shoulder blade. First, one arm up to 90 degrees. You can make a fist or fingertips up, whatever's natural to you. This arm is going to reach around and grab on the outside of the elbow like this. I'm going to open up this arm as much as I can reach with the other arm. So I'm stretching the fascia in the shoulder of the arm that the hand is up. My resistance goes back away. The thing that's interesting about fascia stretching, what's confusing for the body, is that we're contracting a shortened muscle rather than what we're typically used to doing when we're strengthening the body. We lengthen a muscle first, and then we contract it with weight or resistance to a shortened muscle. That's what our nervous system knows. That's what our connective tissue knows. So when you start fascia stretching, it's a whole new introduction to how your body's moving. Elbow raises open. pulling the arm across. Breathe one more time, resist the elbow. You have all the control to make sure it feels good in your body. Release those arms. My left arm feels more open, more freedom, can access my muscles better. Other arm, switching other side. Elbow bends to 90 degrees. I just brought my ribs up, I'm gonna bring them back down. Arm comes around, grabbing at the elbow. Resistance is now gonna go into the other shoulder, so the shoulder with the fingertips that are up. Resist my elbow back. I feel it there. I'm gonna use the strength of my other arm to bring this elbow across. Open up, resist that elbow back. Feel the strength pulling across. Open it up, resist. And pull. Last one, open. And pull, release. Shoulders lift up to your ears and straight down into your back pocket. Find that little chin tuck. Our upper body placement is so important to have throughout the day. The more we catch ourselves here, and we're able to achieve here and here and here, the more that we're putting our body in its most optimal place for support, for decreasing pain or possibility of injuries from improper alignment as we move through life. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to save this to my news feed, so feel free to save it, share it with your friends or anyone that you think might start to benefit from fascia stretching. It's truly the new wave of movement in how we move our bodies, so I'm excited to be here and teaching it to you guys. Have an awesome Tuesday, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.